Hello everybody. This is actually going to be a talking video, and this is a subject that I've never really talked about. This specific topic. And this topic is my experience, my story with the spirit balls, because you might not think that I really have a story, that they just randomly, I just got them, I don't know. But there actually is a story with every spirit ball I had, pretty much. And I've had a lot of spirit balls too. I mean, a lot of doubled characters. I'm gonna tell you all the problems I've had with them, because all my spirit balls I've had, except the skeleton, broke within the first hour of having them. All of them. But I just want to tell my whole story about them, not just the breaking either. So, I guess I gotta start off where I even first saw a spirit ball. Okay, so I don't know if you guys, some of you may have been, some of you may have not been to the Minneapolis Mall of America. It's in Minnesota. It's the biggest mall in the world. I think a lot of people know about that. Um, I think it was I don't know which floor. It was the second or third floor. There was a Halloween store, and this had to have been July or August. Um, yeah, there was a second floor, or second or third floor, and there was a Halloween store. I don't remember what the Halloween store name was called. Um, but I went in there, of course, because even back then I was still doing Halloween. I was still liking Halloween stuff so much. I went in and they didn't have too much stuff, but they had two spirit balls and the Edwardian butler. The two spirit balls they had was the bald one and the witch, the normal witch with the gray hair or whatever. And I just kept playing them nonstop. And the bald one, it already had a wire off the eye, so one of the eyes didn't light up. Um, but I think the store had just opened because I remember we were talking to the guy there, and he said that they had more stuff coming in soon. I don't think it was a Spirit store because Spirit didn't sell the bald one. And this was 2006. The boxes on these say 2005. These were not in stores 2005. They may have been made in like November or December of 2005, but they weren't released until the Halloween season of 2006. They may have just made the box in 2005 or some shit, or 2006. They may have made the box in 2006 and put 2005 on the box. I don't know. They could have. Sometimes Jimmy even gets their dates wrong. Sometimes I don't know, because I went to a lot of stores in 2005. Well, not they just weren't around back then. There was never any footage of them. They had never appeared until 2006. Um, so, anyways, back to the story. Yeah, I loved the spirit balls at that store. Like, we were talking to the guy, and they said they were getting more stuff in, but of course we couldn't come back because Minneapolis is 6 hours. It's 6 hours away from me, or maybe 8. Yeah, one of those two. Um, so I did end up getting something from there. It was that little foam skull head that has those bobble eyes, and it shakes and it has that bandana and that hair. I I do still have it, but it doesn't work anymore. And it used to shake very violently. It was loud. It didn't make any noise. It just the motor. It was so loud. The way it shakes, it was just like okay. But yeah, I loved. And here's what originally happened. My aunt Kim that we were with, because it was a family thing. We were with family. Grandma, grandpa, grandma, and grandpa, my mom, dad, me, sister, aunt, and uncle. We were all there. We were all at that Mall of America. And earlier before we went, my aunt and uncle were at my house, and originally my aunt was going to order me some Neopets for my birthday because that's what I had wanted, but they never arrived, and we got our money back because they were sold out or something. So after going into the Mall of America, and this was after that, she had told me that the Neopets weren't coming or something, and that she got her money back. So my dad said, "Guess what Kim bought you for the Neopets not coming?" And I said, "What?" "Spirit ball." I'm like, "No way." I was excited, and it took weeks to get it, weeks. And I was always curious what one it was because then I started looking on because after that I went to all the stores and their Halloween stuff was in stores already, and I saw every store had spirit balls already. Like I went to Target and they had the black haired witch and the skeleton. This was 2006. They had those in 2006, and they had displays because in 2006 they had the boxes where you couldn't see them, you know, and they had some store displays. They had them hooked up to a Jimmy Trammy button, and I actually even tape recorded them, like not with a video camera, but with a voice tape recorder. I'm never gonna find that tape. I don't even think I have those tapes anymore. But yeah, um, and then we went to CVS and I saw the silver turban one with the red feather. So I had no idea what one I was getting. And then I went to Sam's Club and I saw the um, what was it called? Zoltan. Zoltan. I saw him at Sam's Club. Um, the only description that I got when she was talking to me, she said he has funny eyes. I mean, I was like, that didn't narrow it down for me. So, and I was starting to think it might have been the Zoltan, but I didn't want the Zoltan at the time. I just wanted a regular spirit ball. But I finally got it, and I actually got the white floating ghost the same day, the one from Target 2006. And it was the fortune teller with the microphone. You're thinking, wait, what? You've never made a video of your fortune teller? That's because the first I got it, the eye stopped lighting up because the wire came off. So we sent it back, and we went to Walmart. We went to all the stores, and I wanted a spirit ball that looked exactly the same. So wait, okay, before we get to that, my microphone's Swami or fortune teller spirit ball, it was weird on the microphone mode. You know how on the microphone mode, the eyes and everything all lights up and moves? That one didn't. Only the mouth moved and only the side lights lit up. The eyes didn't move on microphone mode when you talked. The eyes didn't light up, and the head didn't move. It was probably an earlier model. They probably didn't finish programming it yet or something. I don't. Maybe there was already a wire off. I don't know. But we sent it back because of that. Then I wanted one that looked exactly the same. We went to Walmart and then I saw one, but we didn't buy it yet. We went to CVS first because I didn't remember. I kind of remember that they had the silver turban but red, but we wanted to check to make sure first. But then we saw it was the silver with the red turban, so we went back to Walmart and bought the one at Walmart. Then I had the two beside each other, the two fortune tellers, and the skin on the microphone one was actually a lot lighter. Then we packed it up and sent it back. And then where I don't know where she bought it from, but wherever she bought it from, we emailed them or my dad did something with that, and they sent us a Dr. Shivers as a replacement. Now my Dr. Shivers had problems right away. Well, not and when I got my new fortune teller from Walmart, his eye went out right away too. So we returned the other one for nothing. But if it weren't for returning that, I would have never had the Dr. Shivers. But again, it doesn't stop there. I get the first Dr. Shivers that gave it away. I got a Dr. Shivers, and I don't remember what problem happened first, if the wire came off for it to do something, or if the eye went out. 'Cause I think probably both. I don't know. We fixed it, and then when the fortune teller's eye went out, we fixed it, but then the other eye went out right after it, and then we fixed the Dr. Shivers. And one day I was in the toy room, and that one had a really sensitive microphone. I was by the light switch, and it was way on the other side of the room. I would flip the switch. That's how sensitive the microphone was. It heard me flip the switch. And these speaker balls are only they're not motion activated, so it wasn't the light. So that one had a really sensitive microphone, so it always went. But one day I was in the toy room. I had the lights turned off because I like to see them glow and stuff. It was on that saying where it says a conscience is what her, and then it got really staticky, like a conscience is what, I don't know. And then it does that psychotic laugh on that saying. And after that, it never worked again. Never worked again. That was the last. We took it apart again. We couldn't find any wires off. We couldn't fix it. It worked on the microphone mode though, but it wasn't like Donovan's. Donovan's just had the wire off. We looked. I mean, it was a long time ago. We may not have looked. It could have been a wire that wasn't. But then again, it got staticky, so that wasn't right. So, wait. Okay. And then we just couldn't. But like I said, it worked on the microphone mode. But the side lights didn't light up, and the head didn't move. But the eyes did light up. The eyes moved, and the mouth moved. But so it had much worse problems, and that was still brand new. It was still brand new yet. These items back then when they were brand new, they used to last a long time. But spirit balls, they always had problems, always. And I got more to tell you about. So my dad emailed them again, the company or wherever sent it, because I guess they didn't have any of the fortune tellers left, so they sent the Dr. Shivers instead. So we got to keep that Dr. Shivers, and they sent us another Dr. Shivers. And that one is still with me to this day. That the one from my first one is the face that I used for that video, "Want to Be Popular," that became a meme and got me my nickname, Coffee Bean. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I got my second Dr. Shivers. That one I guess worked away. That one worked for a little bit, I think. I think they, there was a piece in the eye that cracked though, so one eye would move but the other one wouldn't. And then the eye fell out of the eye, so it lit up the whole face, but then a wire came off since the light was just hanging in there, wiggling around. And that one's sound sensor stopped working. That one's never. I've never been able to fix that one. It's the sound activated function just stopped working. I tried different sensors on it years ago. None of them worked. It just didn't work. When I used to have the sound sensor soldered, it would randomly go off by itself. Um, but that one had been fixed so many times. There's been a lot of times where that wires come off his eyes. Um, but because if you look at my 2006 video that I just posted on my Joe Bean VHS channel, it appears in there at one, and all my spirit balls are already broken in there. The fortune teller, his eyes aren't moving, and one of the eyes are out. This Dr. Shivers, his eye is already cracked, and only So yeah, and then I didn't think I was gonna, before I had a spirit ball, I was like, oh no, because I was seeing all these different kinds, and I was like, I'm never gonna be able to get all these. Like, I didn't want to get too into them because they, they retailed for $40 in stores. And that Halloween store that I was in, that was probably a pricey store since it was a Halloween store. They were probably like $70 there, 60, $70 there. But um but we went, I started seeing them all over the place. After I got my fortune teller and Dr. Shivers, they started appearing all over. And then one day, it was I think closer to Halloween. I don't remember when we picked them up. Oh yeah, I went to Spencer's and I saw the hooded scientist and I saw the brain monster. The brain monster was on the floor. Spencer's was way different back then. It was like a way bigger store. The hooded scientist was set up right there on a shelf up high when you come in, and it was working too. And like I said, all these came in closed boxes. None of these had the open boxes where you could see them yet. Um, and the Dr. Shivers box, the photo on it is so misleading. Like it has plastic hair on the box, and it looks like a woman on the box. And when the box says, you know, actual item may vary from picture, that's probably why they opened the boxes next year so you can see the item, so people don't get it home and complain about the way it looks. It doesn't look the way it does on the box. That's probably why they changed it. But anyways, back to the story. Yeah, Brain Monster was on the floor in the corner of the store. Just I don't know if he was turned around facing the wall or what. He was just on the floor, that's all I know. And he wasn't working, but I could hear him trying to start, so the batteries had died. And then I asked the store worker, "What does this one do?" And they said the same thing as that one. I mean, I obviously knew that, but what I was really meaning is, what does it say? Because I heard that all of the spirit balls have the same sayings pretty much, but I knew that by the looks of that one would have had different sayings. But anyways, there was one day where we went to Target and Spencer's. We picked up the skeleton spirit ball, the witch spirit ball, and then we went to Spencer's and got the brain monster spirit ball. But my grandma didn't give them to me all at the same time. But yeah, and the spirit balls at Spencer's and Spirit retail for $50. They were 40 at other places. But I got the skeleton one first, and that one lasted a while, and then the string in the mouth broke. That one kept breaking though. We kept fixing that. We even used fishing line at one point, and that still broke. I don't know why it broke so much, but then I got the witch spear ball. And the witch spear balls usually don't break much. It's always the ones with the turning eyes that break right away, especially for the lights in the eyes, because since the eyes turn, that pulls on the wires, and then that pulls the wire off the lights. That's just common sense. That always happens with this stupid scary skull too. But anyways, I got the witch spear ball, and then um Funny thing is, she was already broken when I got her. Her speaker was blowing out. Well, in the process of blowing out, it was scratchy, and I would have to. They come with spear ball legs that hold, and I'd have to smack it to get it to talk. And then the rubber belt snapped in her the same day that I got it. And that was odd because I know the witch ones don't usually have problems at all. But so it was very strange for me to get one that had broken parts in it right away, a blown speaker and a belt that broke right away. We used the my first Dr. Shivers that was already fried. We used the belt and the speaker from him, I believe. So then in February of 2007, I got the Brain Monster Spirit Ball. And he lasted 10 minutes, and a wire came off the power, so we didn't do anything. We fixed it right away. My grandpa fixed it right away. My grandpa always fixed it. And it always scared us because the box says may contain lead and mercury and all that shit. That freaked my mom out so bad. But my grandpa's still alive. I'm still alive. I've messed with these before too. I mean, he got too old. I mean, he's still living, but I started fixing these on my own in 2009 or so. And I've touched them, and I never washed my hands. I'm still alive, so. Um, but those were all my first spirit balls. Um, but in 2008, my skeleton spirit ball was starting to die on me, and that one was not sensitive to sound. You had to be really loud to get that one to set off. But I think it was a wire that was starting to tear, or a split gear. I don't know. But because when it would get to this side, it would stop moving. If you tapped the ball, it would move one more round and then it would stop again. And one of the eyes were blinking and going out, and the mouth was still broken. We stopped fixing the mouth because it just kept breaking. I don't know why. I don't. Maybe I thought we were using decent string, but I don't know. Maybe not. But anyways, these were for sale at Target again in 2008. Thank God. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a spear ball since 2000, a skeleton since 2008. And then they had these, and they were in the window try me box where you could try them. And 2008, I think they only made 4 spear balls. They had the mini witch and the mini skeleton at Menards, and the big witch, black haired, and this one at Target in 2008. And I think that was it. I didn't see spear balls at any other stores that year. So I got a new skeleton spear ball, but all the past spear balls came with adapters. These ones didn't. And I remember my grandma had always wrapped it because she was going to give it to me for Christmas. But I wanted it. She said she'd give me one item early, and that was the one item that she already wrapped. But at the time, I wanted it really because the adapter. I needed an adapter for some reason, but they didn't come with an adapter. But I was still happy I got it too. Um, But this one no longer works at all anymore. I think the components on the board are dead because this one was sitting for years without the globe, and it probably got into the. I don't know. This is the only one that. Well, my fortune teller and brain monster are still at Lucas's place from when we were doing the Halloween thing, and the fortune teller quit working on Halloween. I don't know if a wire came off or I don't know. I didn't try using an adapter. I don't know. I don't know if the batteries died. I just didn't have time to look at it, so hopefully it still works. But again, you know, I have then 2000 I kind of skipped a year. 2007, that's when I started seeing the mini. I remember looking up spear balls in 2006 and 7. And then I saw 2 different pictures for each one, like the brain monster, and I was like, what's the difference? But one of them was the small spear balls, but I didn't know there was small spear balls at the time. Then I started looking at them. I I found videos of them on Spirit Halloween site, but I didn't even know I was watching Spirit Halloween at the time. I didn't know. I didn't look at the websites I was on. I just saw Spirit Balls. And I started watching them, but I didn't see the mini ones or the small ones until 2007. The first one I saw was the smallest skull Spirit Ball, which my Menards 2007 video is the first time that appears. And I was so excited about it too. And then what was next? I think it was the mini witch spirit ball. I got that from Walmart. I saw that at Walmart. They all started to appear. I think the small brain monster and small fortune teller were at Walmart that year too. Then I went to Target, and then I saw they had the cool small skeleton spirit ball, and then the small, and I always called them, these are the ones that they don't make a big one of, because they didn't make large ones of those characters. The ones that Target sold, the green witch and the cool skull, the small ones, yeah, they didn't make large ones of those, so that's what I call them. And I just like, there's so many starting to, like I said, they were at every store that year. Every store had spear balls that year. 2006 and 7, every store had them. Then I went, oh yeah, Big Lots. I went to Big Lots in 2007, and they had the Hooded Scientist, the one with the open box. And that's in my Big Lots video, which I'm going to re-upload that whole video onto that Jobean VHS channel when I get to that DVD. But and that lady at Big Lots, that was a worker that set that up for me. I can't believe she didn't mind me video recording, especially because I was recording her too and stuff, and she was just so nice, and she set it up for me, and and then as soon as she plugged it in, I noticed that the eyes weren't turning. That was broken right out of the box. The eyes didn't even move at all. And I think the motor was stuck, because if you look towards the end of the video, like the part 4 on my channel, but like so when I upload it on the other channel, it'll be the whole video. The eyes start to slightly move, but you see, all these spirit balls were bad when they came out. People are saying, well, you just overuse your stuff. They broke before I got to overuse them. That video proves it. It was broken. It didn't even turn its eyes once when it was set up. Like, it was broken right out of the. And like I said, the fortune teller with the microphone, the other fortune teller, 2 Dr. Shivers, 2 or the witch spirit ball, the brain monster. Those all broke right away. That's 6. If they were really good, I mean, that just proves that they're. And then of course the Hooded Scientist at the store, and then the bald one that was at that Halloween store. That's 8 spirit balls right out of the box that stopped working right away. 8. That's not bad luck. That is actually bad, because the problem is the wires are too short. The wires were too short, because we fixed these things so many times that I don't even have problems with them. The last time I had problems with all these spirit balls was 2009. I mean, that Swami one might have stopped working on Halloween this past year, 2017, but that was the first time since 2009. Before that, they constantly had wires off. Constantly. The eyes used to get stuck on my fortune teller one. The wires used to come off all the time on Brain Monster. All the time. But they stopped coming off because we soldered them so many times. Some of the wires we made longer. We soldered them on better. So the only ones that never stayed working was the skeleton's mouth, because like I said, the string. And this one's string kept breaking too. Guess what I used? Dental floss. And guess what? That never broke. For some reason, it doesn't work on the pop culture. As soon as the pop culture's mouth starts moving, they instantly break. But for some reason, an item that has a bigger mouth, it hasn't snapped yet, but it hasn't worked for a while, but I don't get it. Anyway, but like I said, the wires were really short, and the wires just came off right away. Like I said, the witch ones and the skeleton ones lasted a while, but the ones with the turning eyes, they just, I don't know, that additional feature was too much for them, I guess. But okay, then I saw more at Walmart in 2007. I saw the large Swami and the large gray-haired witch, and they were in the open box too. And the box says "clap your hands" and stuff. And there was a lady looking at them, and she started clapping. And in my head, I'm thinking, you have to take it home and plug it in. It's not going to work, in the box. She thought that if she clapped, it was actually going to go. Okay, what? Oh yeah, then I saw the mini fortune teller spirit ball. I call them the mini spirit balls, and the mini witches at spirit ball at Kmart as well. And I that's in my Kmart 2007 video as well. That was the first time I saw it. There's the guy that takes off with the mini spirit balls, and then I see Purple Dawn of the Dead. I was so excited. 3 themes at once. But oh yeah, and here's the Dr. Shivers. Also, the microphone versions, if you don't know, they take 6 AA's and take a 9-volt, and the other ones they take 4 AA's and a 6-volt. And The microphone ones are really loud. They are really loud. Like, I think the Dr. Shivers Spirit Ball is like the loudest Spirit Ball out of all of them. Like, he is so loud. He echoes so. Oh, but I like it though. That's what I like about it. This witch Spirit Ball, her mouth pieces snapped a long time ago. You know, these came with 6-volt adapters, but they were pretty. I think there was one adapter that was more of a 7-volt, so it was a little too fast. And I was using that on her. I think that's why it split, because the mouth was moving too much, and that split the plastic. And because that happened in 2008, so that happened a long time ago. So, um, her eyes are blue now because her first one, like the thing broke out of the LED. But yeah, anyways, like you said, I've had issues with all of them, but I've managed to keep them with me as long as I could. Like I said, my first Dr. Shivers, my microphone fortune teller, and my first skull spirit ball, those ones couldn't stay with me, I guess. But and all my mini spirit balls, their melt, of course, the strain in the melts broke right away, and I eventually learned how to fix those, and I succeeded at fixing all those except for the small witch spirit ball, because when her mouth was in so tight that when we got it out, the mouthpiece is all snapped, and it wasn't really getting fixed too well. But all the other mini spirit balls kept getting fixed. But then the cool skull from Target accidentally plugged in a 12-volt adapter and fried the sound on it, and then the mouth kept breaking on that too. The string kept breaking on the. I don't know what it is with the skull spirit. My small hooded skull spirit ball, that one's mouth has never broke. It's actually never even had a problem in general. But for some reason, the skull ones just, I don't know, their strings don't hold up too long, it seemed. But what was yeah? Then the green mini witch spirit ball. I haven't seen that for a long time. Since 2013. I threw it in a parts bin because a bunch of wires came off, and I didn't feel like fixing it at the time, and I think it's gone now. But so for a while, I was only down to the small skull spirit ball, the fortune teller, and the brain monster. But now I have a new cool skull, a new mini witch spirit ball with the green eyes, the 06 one that's really loud, just as loud as that one, that Dr. Shivers. And but her mouthpiece is split, and that's still at Lucas's place, so the mouth probably resplit again. And I think that's it. I haven't gotten any more large spirit balls since. I haven't gotten any since this skull spirit ball in 2008. I haven't gotten any large ones since, but the small ones I've had 2 replacements of, and I do hope to get more at some point. But for now, I'm sticking. I mean, if I see some for good deals, but I'm not gonna go pay $80 for. You know how much they broke back then when they were brand new. This was over 10 years later. Imagine how much worse they are now, because now the plastics, because back then it wasn't really plastic problems, it was just wires. But now you're going to have a bunch of plastic and mechanical issues, not just wires. So, and the ones with the microphones have like over like 100 wires in them, because, you know, it has the remote option and the microphone, and there's over 100 wires in this thing. It's crammed with wires. That's why these ones break so much.